Hi everyone, my name is Gwyneth, and today I'll be discussing about ways college students can minimize and manage their stress levels. So, first is through meditation. So, studies have shown that meditation does help reduce stress. And according to an article titled Survey on Meditation, its effect on the human body and on meditation as a tool for stress management. Meditation and yoga have positive effects on people's physical and mental health. The meditation also has positive effects in the various parts of the brain, such as the prefrontal cortex, the vagus nerve, amygdala, and the cardiovascular system. I will talk more about the cardiovascular system later in the presentation. So, other ways that students can help manage their stress levels is to create needs and wants. For example, if let's say if you're a college student and you need something, you're not gonna pick your want over your need just because you really, really want that. You have to go with your need and you have to prioritize things. So, according to an article titled College Students Time Management, Correlation with academic performance and stress. They mentioned that the basic recommendations are to identify needs and wants, rank them in regard to their importance or priority, and then allocate them with time and resources accordingly. So they also mentioned how students should always ask themselves what they have used their time to do, if they have made use of their time wisely or if they have lavishly used their time. So another way is to create a schedule. For me, I always have schedule. Always have a reminder, like on my phone. Do this at this certain time. Do this at this certain time. Those schedules, those reminders also help students to time manage themselves, to organize themselves instead of being all over the places. And then from there, your stress level is still going up because you are so overwhelmed with the things that you haven't done, and then thinking more about the stuff that you are going to do. It's gonna be very, very overwhelming. So creating a schedule can limit those stress levels down. So another way is to tune out distractions. So for me, I always put my phone in my room and then go to the dining table to study or to do homework or to do anything related to school. The reason is because I don't want to be distracted by the thing by my phone notifications. I might get a notification and I will be so urged to look at it and to know who texted me or what type of notification is that. So this is a very clear example of tuning out distraction because you can see the person is looking on Instagram while the laptop that the person is using to work is right next to the person. It's like literally right there, and the person is using the phone. So it's a big issue when it comes to trying to get things done so that you can limit the stress levels. So another way is to exercise. So exercising helps to first of all, it helps to increase your mood because when you're working out with your friends, or maybe you go out or you don't even know anybody there, like you will still socialize with people. It helps to get your stress levels down. It helps when you're talking to people socializing. You guys are talking about what you guys are working out for and all that stuff. It helps to calm yourself down. It helps to calm your mood down, to bring your stress levels down. Another thing is motivation. So when we tell ourselves something, and when we tell ourselves something and be determined about it, we will accomplish it. Taking myself for instance, okay, so I babysit 15-year-old, 12-year-old, 7-year-old, and 2-year-old, and I'm only 22. When I tell my friends how I get things done, they don't believe it because to them it will be it will be it will be so overwhelming. But again, it all depends on how you manage your time. I always have a schedule for all of them, and when I need to do things with them, motivation is a thing that plays a major role in my life. So as a student, you have to be motivated, determined, and then execute your actions. If not, you will feel like a douchebag, which I know you are not, because every student has a purpose of going to school. So instead of saying, I can't, always, always in the back of your mind, say, I can do it. If I put my mind to it, I can do it. If I'm determined, I can do it. If I'm willing to do it. No one can do it for you if you're not even willing to do it. So, doing all this stuff, motivating yourself, getting things done will reduce your stress levels. Because when I have things to do with the kids at certain times, when I do those things at those times, my I will not be overwhelmed because I have other things to do after I have spent time with them. So, but when I don't do it, it's like it keeps piling up. So, I watched a TED Talk video, and the link is below. I watched a TED Talk video, and the TED Talk was talking about how the heart is a good thing when we stress. The reason I'm mentioning this is because when we shouldn't think about stress as like so bad, bad, bad. Like we cannot eradicate stress, but at least we can reduce it. So, when we are stressed, no matter how the level of the stress is, when we're stressed, our heart vessels constrict, and when they constrict, the heart is pumping so fast. And when the heart is pumping so fast, this is a response to our body to like respond anytime or at anything that's going to happen. For example, if we're about to face like maybe like this is like a fight or flight response. If we're about to face a bear, of course our hearts will be like racing so fast because we are seeing a danger. So our heart is preparing us, our body, to respond. So what I'm trying to say is stress is not as bad as people think because it also helps us to respond to our body, to respond to anything, to changes that's about to happen in our body. So another thing about stress is when we're stressed, our body will release oxytocin. For those who don't know what oxytocin is a hormone in the body that deals with like love, affection. So when oxytocin is released, it helps us to socialize more, which also brings our stress levels down. It also enhances sympathy. So, for example, if you're stressing out, your body is releasing oxytocin for you to sympathize with other people. But when you don't do that, it's like you're not making use of the oxytocin that your body is releasing. So we have to think about stress in a positive way instead of always thinking about it in a negative way. So this is the sources that I used for the presentation. So in conclusion, I think that we students should take time off from either social media, work, or family, because I mean I know sometimes family can be like a really like family can be be a stress to us. So for some students, after studying and working for hours, they don't look forward to coming back home because their families add more stress to their levels. Sorry, add more stress to their lives, one way or the other. What I would recommend for them to do is to tune out the noise and not give their families the attention that they are looking for. So, what I mean by tune out the noise is, for example, for me, ways I also deal with ways ways that I sorry ways that I actually that actually helps me to deal with my stress levels is playing music, working out. Working out is like a huge deal for me. When I'm stressed out, I like to work out. I like to play music because when I'm playing music, it's like I'm out of this world. It's like I'm tuning out everything, every negativity, and just zooming in into the music and just connecting with the music. So for some people, I don't know what how or the ways you can actually tune out the noise, but it should be a good thing that you consider and suggest because it would really help you, trust me. And exercises, the reason I said that doing exercise is like my a major thing in my life is because it improves my mood, it calms my mind down. And studies have shown that when you do exercise, it increases endorphins and it also fights depressions. So I hope you guys understand what my presentation is all about today, which is the ways we can reduce our stress and the ways we can manage our stress. So instead of thinking about stress as a negative thing, that instead of thinking about stress, instead of constantly thinking about stress in a negative way, we should also look at it in a positive way, whereby it increases oxytocin, it increases our mood. I mean, sorry, it enhances our good, enhances our mood. Um, it also helps to prepare our body to fight changes that's going on in our body through our hearts constricting and pumping. Thank you.